Let's talk about debt. It's a word we hear constantly. For some of us, it's how you get a house. For others, it's just this constant pressure. But what if the whole game has changed? What if debt isn't just a simple tool anymore, but a really complex system with its own rules and its own playbook? That's what we're here to figure out.
I mean, you see it everywhere, right? It's just so easy. You're bombarded with these messages that make debt feel like the ultimate convenience. A click here, a tap there, and whatever you want is yours.
It's all about getting what you want, right now with zero friction. They make it feel like it's no big deal, just another way to pay, as simple as pulling cash out of your wallet.
And of course, there's always that little carrot dangling in front of you. Points, cashback, special access. The whole thing is designed to make you feel like you're not just a consumer, you're a smart player who's winning the game.
So all of this brings us to the big question, the whole reason we're doing this explainer. With debt woven so seamlessly into every part of our lives, are we really the ones in control? Or have we become cogs in a much, much bigger machine? To answer that, we've actually got to go back in time.
So let's jump in the time machine and set the dial for the post-war era. Because you really have to see what debt used to look like to understand just how radically different it is today.
Back then, debt was a whole different animal. Let's call it retro debt. Getting a loan wasn't something you did on your phone in 30 seconds. It was an event. You'd literally put on your nice clothes, you'd go to the bank, sit down with a real person, and make your case. This high-friction process was reserved for huge, life-changing purchases, productive things, like a house, that were seen as a direct way to build wealth.
Now, don't get me wrong, people were still borrowing. The whole American dream, the car, the fridge, the TV, that was largely built on installment plans. But, and this is the absolute key difference, that debt was tied directly to the real economy and to a person's actual, verifiable ability to pay it back.
Okay, this chart right here says it all. Just look at the relationship between debt and income back in the retro era. They pretty much grew in lockstep. It makes sense, right? You earn more, you can responsibly borrow more. But then, bam, something happens. Debt growth completely decouples from wages and just takes off like a rocket, leaving income in the dust. So what on earth happened?
Well, the answer is the 1980s. This was the decade where the entire financial rulebook got thrown out the window. A series of changes unleashed a brand new kind of financial engine that would permanently change our relationship with debt.
And that new engine is called securitization. Now, it sounds complicated, but stick with me. In the old days, a bank would give you a car loan and then wait for years for you to pay it back. With securitization, the bank bundles up thousands of those car loans and credit card debts and mortgages into a giant package. They then sell that package to big investors all over the world. The bank gets all its money back instantly, which means they can turn right around and issue a whole lot more loans.
And that was the game changer. All of a sudden, the supply of credit wasn't limited anymore. It was basically infinite. But this new global financial machine had a ferocious appetite. It didn't just offer debt, it needed debt. It demanded a constant supply of it to keep itself fed. And the food was our debt.
So this new machine got really, really smart. It didn't just create more of the same old loans. It evolved, developing 3 highly specialized pillars, each designed to hook us in a slightly different way.
First up, pillar number 1, student loans. That number, $1.6 trillion. That's not an accident. This system isn't just a way to pay for college. It's a structural trap built very deliberately through specific policy decisions. So how does this trap work? Well, it's a brilliant, kind of terrifying 1-2 punch. First, the government started guaranteeing these loans. For the lenders, that meant there was literally zero risk. If a student defaulted, who cares? The government would pay them back. At the same time, they changed the laws to make student loans almost impossible to get rid of, even in bankruptcy. It's the perfect setup, all the protection for the lender and all of the risk for the borrower.
Okay, pillar number 2, the modern credit card. This one is a behavioral trap. The industry basically divides all of its customers into 2 groups. You've got transactors, those are the people who pay their balance in full every single month. And then you have revolvers, the ones who carry a balance from month to month. And what's really wild is that it's a nearly 50-50 split. But here's the system's dirty little secret. The fees they get from all those transactors, that's peanuts. It's pocket change. The real money, the jackpot, the entire reason this industry is so huge comes from the massive high APR interest paid by the revolvers. Just think about what that means. The system isn't designed to be a convenience. It's fundamentally designed to profit from people who can't pay their bills in full.
And that brings us to the newest, and maybe the most clever pillar of the machine. Buy now, pay later. This is the ultimate evolution. It's a psychological trap that makes borrowing so seamless, so integrated into the checkout process, it barely even feels like debt at all.
So let's just put it all together. You have the policy trap of student loans, you have the behavioral trap of credit cards, and you have the psychological trap of buy now, pay later. 3 totally different products, each with its own unique mechanism, all serving the same master, the modern debt system. Okay, so it's not just about the products. The system also has this whole secret playbook, a sophisticated set of psychological techniques designed to shape our choices, often without us even realizing it's happening.
Take a look at your credit card bill. You know that tiny minimum payment amount listed? That's not a helpful suggestion. It is a brain hack called anchoring. By showing you that small number first, it anchors your perception of what's a reasonable amount to pay back. It's expertly designed to get you to pay the absolute least, keeping you in high-interest debt for way, way longer.
And anchoring is just one tool in the kit. There's also the pain of paying, or the lack of it. Studies show we spend up to twice as much when we use a card instead of cash. BNPL exploits our natural tendency to want things now and worry about the cost later. Predictive analytics track our behavior to hit us with an offer at our moment of weakness. They even gamify it, turning credit scores and spending into a game to make us forget the very real consequences.
So, we've seen how we got here. We've broken down the machine, and we've looked at the secret playbook. What's the final verdict? What does it actually mean to be living inside this system every single day?
This is the profound truth of where we are now. In the retro era, you used the tool of debt for a milestone, like buying a home. Today, you have to constantly navigate the system of debt just to participate in the economy. It's how you get an education, how you cover a medical emergency, how you keep your life going. It's no longer an option, it's a requirement.
So debt has fundamentally transformed. It's shifted from being a simple, passive tool that you choose to use into an active, intelligent system that is designed to use you. But the point of this explainer isn't to scare you. It's to empower you. Because now you know the playbook. You can see the architecture of the system. The only question left is, now that you know the rules, how are you going to play the game?